You have me what?
Can you turn off the music already?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, so welcome to Stevenson College and Career Prep, the 2020-21 school year. It is a pleasure being here with all of you. My name is Rocio Ortiz, and I'm the principal at Stevenson. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our meeting today. Uh, the purpose of this meeting is really to orient you on what to expect. Many of you might have a lot of questions still after this meeting, and that's normal. Many of us still have a lot of questions, but we are trying to ensure that we answer as much of your questions. We will have another meeting next week on Tuesday to check in with all of you, and a lot of the content will be the same as today, but I want to make sure today to entertain a lot of your questions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and proceed. So again, here is a quote. I found this quote and it really stood out to me. Behind every young child who believes in himself is a parent who believed first. So we are all about to start distance learning, and you're all doing this at home. You are going to step into the shoes of teachers, just like you did when they announced on March 13th that we were going to do distance learning. So we've done a lot of learning, a lot of growing, but my hat comes off to each one of you, and I want to thank you beforehand for being the first teachers in your children's lives. So thank you. So just to talk about the norms, we will always have norms. You're going to notice that your kids in their classes will have norms. These norms are for meetings. These norms are for when they connect with their teachers. It's going to be very similar to this. One is we always want to have a solution-oriented mind and think, okay, here is the problem, how can I solve it? And so that's what we are going to do as partners. The other is making sure that we have our camera on, because that gives us the opportunity to connect with each other, build that relationship, and we want to encourage that with your children and their teachers and their classmates, right? The only thing that should be different for kids right now in distance learning time is that they are not in the building with us. The other is making sure that we start and end on time. So we always give a little cushion just for our parents that are having technology issues, but we want to honor the time that we start and the time that we end, because people have a million and one things to do. The other is making sure that there is a chat box at the bottom of your screens where you can deposit any questions that you might have. Throughout the presentation, I'm going to stop and I'm going to give you the chance to unmute yourself so that you can ask a question in relation to what I am presenting. Okay? So this will be more of an interactive opportunity for all of you. So I'm going to give an opportunity for the rest of my team to introduce themselves. Ms. Herrera, unfortunately, right now is not with us because she has her orientation for her children. So she's doing that and being a mommy right now. So, but she is one of our assistant principals. I'll give the floor to Ms. Pryor.
Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kelly Pryor, and this is my second year as assistant principal, but I've been at Stevenson going on my 5th year now. So I'm really excited to start this year, even though it's virtual. We'll get to go in and visit all the classrooms. So we're here if you need anything. And I think my word this year is going to, my Spanish is really not that great, but my word this year is going to be nosotros. So together we can all do this, and we'll make the best of it, and there'll be hills and valleys, but I know we're gonna rise to the challenge. And next is Mr. Ojeda.
Sí, gracias, Miss Kelly. Mr. Ojeda, Joe Ojeda, assistant principal here. I've been working at Stevenson at different capacities, from Title III coach to magnet coordinator, and I'm here to support and help in any way we can. Can't wait to get started. We already had very interesting days, making sure all of our students have that technology. And as Mr. Paredes was saying, thank you to all of you that have been there for your kids and providing some of the technology that sometimes we cannot provide. You guys have done a wonderful job with that yourselves. So thank you for that. And those of you that still need technology, we still are here for you. Anything that you need. Okay. So hoping to start the year strong and happy to be here.
And I just realized from the picture, the color of my blouse and the color of my blouse today are very similar, so I must really like this color. Okay, so we'll move on. You know, I have these two pictures here, and part of what I like to do in my parent meetings is I like to give you strategies for you to use at home. So, you know, when we think of heroes, some of these are the characters that come to mind, and very little or very few times do we think about the heroes behind every child. Those are our teachers, those are our staff employees at schools, and those are our parents too. So I want you to think of a moment that has been really challenging this year, like really challenging. Maybe that moment where you were sitting with your child and your child was asking you to explain algebra and you had no clue, and you somehow figured out a solution to get your child the help that they need, because you really are the hero. And I want you to think about that moment where you were challenged, but at the same time, you found a solution. And I want you to choose either the Superman pose or I want you to choose the Wonder Woman pose. And I want you to stand up. I'm going to invite you to stand up, just like me. I'm going to make sure I stand up. So I want you guys to stand up, please. Come on. You guys got to do it with me. Stand up. And you're either going to choose the pose of Wonder Woman or you're going to choose the pose of Superman, because you are either a Wonder Woman or you are a Superman for your child. So I want you to own it, because you really are those individuals. Do it. Which one are you? Wonder Woman or Superman? Okay. There you go. We had a lot of Supermans in the room and a couple of Wonder Women. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing that activity with me, and not being camera shy. So here is our vision at Stevenson. Our number one priority is to prepare your children for college and career success. So with that, we know that we want to support the relationships that kids build on our campus, that there's learning all the time, that there's support for our families, that we are collaborating, and that we are ensuring that our kids feel proud of being pirates. So I'm going to show you a couple of our heroes on our campus who are at their homes being parents themselves and at the same time teachers. This was at the end of the school year. We asked them to write one word to end the school year of how they felt. Some of them put challenging, some of them put vaccine, some of them put grateful, others put I'm done. But this was at the end of the year. There were some powerful ones like I feel empowered, interesting, team, grateful. So these are our teachers showing us some school spirit. So we're going to talk about distance learning, and I'll hand it off. Oh, sorry. So we'll talk about distance learning. So there's going to be two ways in which distance learning is going to look like at home. So I want you to be prepared. There's two ways. There's the synchronous learning and the asynchronous. Synchronous learning is the live interaction. So your child will be with their teacher in a Zoom meeting just like you are with me right now. That is the synchronous learning. The asynchronous is your children will be given assignments that they can go on, watch a video, do their homework, do activities that require for them to log in and complete their assignments. So attendance is going to matter this time around. Was there a question?
No, I think Mr. Ojeda needed to step out.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. So attendance matters. This time around, we want to make sure that the kids have an understanding that as a school, we are committed to ensure that our kids are 100% logging in. That is our goal as a school. We're not aiming for 50%. We're not aiming for 60. We want 100% of our students to participate, to log on, to check in with their teachers, to complete their assignments. That is our goal as a school, okay? And we're gonna need your help, and we'll explain how you can do it. So we're gonna talk about participation expectations. So your children are going to get grades this time around that they have to earn. Now the grades are going to look different, perhaps teacher by teacher. Each teacher is going to explain what those grades look like. For my kids who are new to Stevenson that are coming from elementary school, in elementary, they grade from a 4 rubric to a 1. And now it's going to be A, B, C, or D, or F. Work habits doesn't change. We're still looking at work habits and cooperation, making sure that kids complete their assignments, making sure that their organization is there. The E, the S, and the U. Those are their grades for those 3. Any questions about that have surfaced? No? Okay. So now this is where the big questions I think are going to come in. What the schedule is going to look like, right? So the big question is, what is my child's learning day going to look like? Well, this is where I want you to know. I'm going to upload this presentation so that you all have access to it. You can all download it and you can all keep it on your files, put it on your computer so that you can go back, print the schedule if you need. But I'm going to start uploading all of these things. But I really want to explain it to you thoroughly. So this is the Stevenson schedule. You're going to look. There's 2 sides to the schedule. There's the Monday side. Do you all see Monday right here? So this is Monday. Mondays are going to be, one Monday is periods 1, 3, and 5. The next Monday is going to be 2, 4, and 6. We will send a calendar that has what days are what based off of these colors so that you all don't get confused, because it is a lot of information. So one Monday will be green, one Monday will be the yellow. Okay? Now, the hours on Monday don't change. There's lunchtime scheduled from 12:10 to 12:40. Now, after 12:40, kids might have assignments to do, and you want to ensure that your students are also making sure that they complete their assignments.
You can't get in. Parents.
Okay. Can you check in with Ms. Pryor? I apologize. I'm sorry. So on Tuesdays, any questions about the Monday schedule? Sorry about that. No? So Monday, it's one Monday, 1, 3, and 5. Every period is an hour. Now, every teacher, there's a combination of learning that's going to happen there. The teacher will send the links so that they can log on. They're going to tell you how long your child is expected to be with them face to face in the Zoom and how much time they have as an assignment at home. That's periods 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6. Questions about Monday? No? Okay. I know it's a lot of processing. On Tuesday through Friday, that's pretty consistent. Every other day, you have your odd and even, right? Odd, even, odd, even. Tuesdays and Thursdays are odd. Wednesdays and Fridays are even. Every day, their periods are about 70 minutes. Now, you're going to see here, this advisory period. Your children will only have one of these courses, which means they're either going to go to that first advisory or they're going to go to the second advisory. Only one of those, not the 2 of them. But they'll get their schedule on Schoology so that they know which advisory to go to. That advisory, they're going to do different activities. They're going to do activities that are going to talk about social emotional learning. Like a teacher might have a question, how are you guys feeling today? And then they have a round where they talk about feelings. And then, okay, so what do we do with angry feelings? Where do we put them? How do we respond to them? And that is what that period is going to look like, in addition to some of the social and political things that are happening. Like soon, we are going to start working on voting, right? A lot of talk around voting is happening. So some of our teachers might begin to have conversations around that. So period 5 and 6 will be at the end of the day. So your kids will always have a set lunch, and school is always from 9 to 2:15. That is their time for learning, 9 to 2:15, with their lunch set on there. And remember, on Tuesday through Friday, they might only have they're only going to have one advisory, but it's either going to be advisory 1 or 2. Any questions about that? No? Okay, seems pretty clear. Now, let's talk about the start of school, because this is where everybody seems a little bit confused and we're still trying to get it together. Okay, Tuesday, August 18th through Friday 21st. We're going to talk about what that's going to look like. So here is a schedule. On the 17th, the teachers start with us, but your kids don't start. That's their last day of summer vacation. So on the 18th, they're going to log on to their lms.lausd.net, just like they do to Schoology. That's what they're going to log into. They are going to have different orientations of assignments that they have to do between 9 to 12. As a principal, I will have another welcome on Tuesday to ensure that you all are familiar with what's happening, right? On Tuesday, since it's the first day, you guys will get a better sense, okay, I was having issues with this, and hopefully we are able to take care of all of you so that we can get everything straight. So we'll do a principal check-in one more time on that Tuesday, and I don't know if I'll do it at 1 o'clock or at 2 o'clock, but I just wanted to show you the schedule. On Wednesday, the kids are going to do the same thing. They log on to Schoology, their lms.lausd.net. They log on and they're all going to have assignments that they have to complete between 9 and 12. Now, on the 19th, they are going to have a meeting with the teachers after 1 o'clock. The teachers will reach out to the students and send the link via Schoology. So all of your kids will have different meetings. One of the unique aspects of Stevenson is that our teachers work in cohorts. Usually you have an English, math, history, science teacher that work together. They might have a combined presentation, all 4 of them, or they might have individual ones. Just be on the lookout. Your child should be on the lookout for those teacher meet and greet meetings. And that's on Wednesday. Then Thursday is where the regular schedule, this one here that we talked about, begins. On Thursday of this upcoming week, on the 20th and the 21st, from 9 to 2:15. Okay, I see you guys taking deep breaths. I know, that's okay. So, any questions so far? Again, on Wednesday, you have that teacher meet and greet. Okay. Sure, no questions? No? Okay, so far, we're going to talk about student. Yes, there was a question. Mr. Paredes, you can take yourself off of mute.
Yes, for the meet and greet, is that just for the children, or the parents need to be on the meeting as well?
You can all be there because you're both together, right? The hope is that teachers and students and parents are there so that you can hear the expectations. So great question.
Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so we're going to talk about student conduct because it looks a little different now since they're in distance learning. So we want to set up the kids for success, right? We have, at Stevenson, we believe that kids need to always act responsibly, be respectful, and claim excellence. That's not going to change even if we go to distance learning. So I want to give an example of what that looks like in the Zoom room. So in the Zoom room, the way they act responsibly is arriving on time, having their camera on, following instructions, and following classroom norms. How they could be respectful is following teacher norms, interact appropriately, and use the chat appropriately. Then they can claim excellence by daily logging in, completing their assignments, and participating in class. We're going to try to do a lot of incentives to make sure that they feel just like they would here at school, that they're motivated to participate. Okay? So now we're going to talk about your role as a parent, because this is the most critical. You're the teachers at home now. So we need to have routines and expectations. I can't stress that enough. You know, we need to talk about having a schedule set with times. You all now have the school schedule. So what you want to do is you want to establish what time is your child going to wake up? How are they going to get ready? If they're going to attend a meeting, hopefully they're out of their pajamas, right? We want to encourage them to get into the mode of school. We want to make sure that we schedule their lunchtime. We want to make sure that they have homework and asynchronous work ready. We want to make sure that they have physical activity. We want to make sure that the dinner time is scheduled, that you still have opportunities for them to have chores. Their hygiene is important. Even if we're in distance learning, that doesn't change. Hi, Eric. Great to see you, mijo. And the other is designated learning space. We want to make sure, you know, I know many of our families have 10 in a household at times, and that's okay. We work with what we have. What we want to ensure is that you have a space, even if it's a little corner, that you set up that space for learning, that you make sure you have supplies. If you are in dire need and you don't have that, please contact the school. We will figure out a way to support you. We are here for you and your children. And we want to make sure that lack of supplies isn't the reason why kids are not doing their learning. And we want to make sure that they have their device fully charged for school. So their little area where they're learning might need to be close to an outlet. Okay, now we're going to talk about getting ready in the morning. As parents, here are a couple of questions that you can all have in the back of your pocket to ask your students to activate their day and get them ready. What classes and subjects do you have today? Do you have any assessments? How will you spend your time today? What resources do you need? Can I help you? Getting them started. Now, at the end of the day, you want to check back in. You want to ask, how far did you get in your learning task today? What did you discover? What was hard? What could we do to make tomorrow better? Because we know that not every day is going to be a beautiful learning day, right? Sometimes it might be a struggle. And sometimes emotionally they might not be there with us. And so we need to find those opportunities. Okay, so how do we make tomorrow a better experience? Any questions so far about the kids and them participating? No? Okay, good. Now we're going to talk about community partners. So at Stevenson, one of our biggest priorities, especially right now, is making sure that all of you know our partners. We have so many. We are a partnership school, and in being a partnership school, we have so many benefits. The highest priority for us as a partnership school is making sure that we are a change agent, in that we are building the capacity of our teachers, making sure that we are providing them all of the support and the professional development that they need, that we are empowering our parents and our communities to make sure that they are representing their communities, and that starts with your kids. So here are a list of some of our partners. So this year, we were granted a grant through Verizon, And with that, your children will be receiving an iPad. Somewhere in between mid-September, we're still waiting on the release date. So students will be receiving an iPad to use for their learning. We are looking to purchase keyboards for those iPads as well. But that was part of a grant. We're partnered with Go East LA, City Year, Mission Continues, Our House Counseling, LACC, our after-school programs, Alma Family Services, Grupo Crecer, and also the California Emerging Technology Fund, which is our school to home. So here we also, okay, any questions about our partners? No? Okay. So they are going to be helping us with a lot of the workshops. We're going to try to schedule workshops, not only in the morning, we're going to try to also do some afternoon ones for some of our parents that need the afternoon time. We are trying to be a little more conscientious about that we have many of our working parents in the day. And so the other is the technology needs. So something that we learned from March 13th, when it was the last day on campus till the end of the school year, was that technology support was a big deal for our families. So we want to prioritize that this year, and we want to extend the invitation to have support at school site. So for any parents that are having technology issues with some of the devices that we loaned out, we want to ensure that you have a place here at Stevenson to request that support. So on here, you're going to see, we're going to have that support from Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And then here are the numbers that you're going to call. I'm not giving you the 6400 number because I don't want you to dial 1,000,001 extensions. I want you to go directly to people. So it's 6412 are the last four numbers. So it would be 323-780-6412, 6414, or 6415. Those are all in the main office. The second ones are all in the attendance and counseling office. So 323-780-6451 or 6452 or 6441. I don't want you getting lost in one phone number only. So I want to make sure that you have all of those phone numbers. And we will make sure that all of this gets posted on the website as well. Okay? So even if, say, like for instance, in Mr. Paredes' case, where the device is yours and you're still having any technology issues, feel free to bring it to the campus and see if we can provide you that support. We want to be here to ensure that that isn't the reason why your child can't learn at home. Okay? Any questions so far? No? Okay. So, very important. Can you see the website up here? RLS, yes? Okay, rlsstevensonpirates.org. That is our website, and this is what it looks like right now. It's going to be changing a little bit, but the website is, the domain is going to remain the same. So this is what it looks like. These are our beautiful students in the music, in the band class. We are also on Instagram and Facebook. We are trying to put information in all of our social media to ensure that you have as much information in different places. On Facebook, we have a page. All you have to do is find us at Stevenson Pirates and you'll find us. The same thing with our Instagram, at Stevenson Pirates. We didn't make it that complicated. Okay? We're going to talk a little bit about school spirit because this is very important. Even though we are far away from each other, we want to make sure that kids feel like they belong to Stevenson. And so I'm going to share with you a quick video of what school spirit, some of our school spirit activities that took place in this last semester. And hopefully we can do better. This is one of our teachers. Another teacher. One of our students. Okay. So now I will open up the floor to questions. And this is, you guys can take yourself off the mic and ask me questions. It could be related to what we have right now, or whatever you feel like you need answered.